Hi, my name is John Olsheimer, and I am a credit expert who contributes to creditcardinsider.com. And today's question is this. It's one of my favorite topics. Can I get a business credit card to protect my personal credit report? It's a fairly unknown and not often utilized strategy for actually protecting not only your personal credit report, but also your personal credit scores. All right, so here's the deal. When you have this is a normal consumer credit card. When you have a normal consumer credit card, that information, meaning that the liability, the fact that it exists, the date that it was opened, the balance on it, the payment history, that type of information is reported to your personal credit reports as maintained at Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. The fact that you have a credit card on your credit report is not a bad thing. The fact that you may have a lot of debt on that credit card and perhaps late payments associated with that card, that is a bad thing because that can potentially lower your credit scores and it can potentially lower them a lot. So what some consumers have chosen to do, and it's a little bit nefarious, is if they have chosen to essentially form a non-existent LLC or a non-existent business. They'll just go to their Secretary of State's website, and you can actually pay a couple $100 and create a business that may or may not actually ever be a business or function as a business. But once you've done that, you can also go out and get what's referred to as an EIN, or an employment identification number, or what's commonly referred to as a tax ID, and that's a number issued by the Internal Revenue Service that essentially would be used for tax reporting on the business. What some consumers will do with this information is they will actually go out and apply for small business credit cards using this newly formed company's information. And the bank, if they are in the business of issuing business credit cards, will often extend credit to the business, but ask that the business owner be personally liable for any default or any payments on the debt if they end up not being made. So if the card is opened, then the quote-unquote business owner, who's not really a business owner, can go out and actually use that card for the purposes of filling up their car, buying airplane tickets, do whatever they normally would do with their personal credit card. But what the effect is that it essentially keeps the consumer's credit card debt off of their credit reports, their personal credit reports, because this is a small business card, not a normal consumer credit card. And so that can actually help your credit score or prevent the harm to your credit score of having a lot of credit card debt on your personal credit reports. Is it ethical? I'm not the ethics police, but I would suggest that it probably is not. Because essentially you are lying to the credit reporting agencies and also the credit card issuer and suggesting that charges that would normally be made on a personal credit card are now somehow involved with the operations and funding of a business, which it isn't. But do people use this strategy to keep personal debt off credit reports? Of course they do. It absolutely works. Not many business credit card issuers report personally guaranteed business accounts to consumer credit reports. I would suggest that if before you open a small business credit card, that you talk to whoever you use to do your taxes, either your CPA or your tax accountant, and run the idea by them of forming an LLC, like a single member LLC, and ask them, hey, look, is there any potential blowback on me personally in my personal tax returns by doing this, and then getting some advice from them that way. As far as any tax liability goes, again, that's something you're going to want to talk to your tax consultant or whoever does your taxes to get some more information about that. I'm not a tax expert, so you'd be better off talking to them. If you have any questions pertaining to credit or other financial topics, then please submit them to creditcardinsider.com or in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.